It all started when I was working at this ad agency downtown. I was hired by the print production manager. At the original interview, he had this big gash on his head. I heard he was at a bar the night before, and he got hit in the head with a bottle. I was working there for a few months, and I thought things were going pretty well. All of a sudden, the work started diminishing, They weren't bringing me any work. So I was just sitting there. Then one day he called me into his office and he said, "We've run out of work for you, so you have to clean out your desk and get out." So I did know this art director there, and he said that he had another job opportunity. All you have to do is you have to drive a truck around for 8 hours a day. You're like this moving billboard. So I go, why not? So I went to sign up, and I guess the company was set up in a local motel. So I went to this motel, I got hired, and I'd punch in, punch out, and they'd give me $10 an hour, 60 or 80 bucks a day. That was pretty good money for me. So a few weeks on the job, I was in the middle of winter. I was driving around the city, and I made this right-hand turn into this street. I noticed from far away, all these cars are coming at me. It's this one-way street. So I realized this, and I had to get out of there. So I made a turn to get out of traffic, and it was into this drive-in teller at a bank. So I thought I'd just go around the semicircle and get back into traffic. I hit what I thought was a speed bump. I thought it was a speed bump anyway. All of a sudden, the bank manager comes running out of the building. He's pointing at my truck and yelling at me. He's like, wait a minute. I guess the truck didn't have enough clearance and knocked off part of his archway. He called the cops, and the cops came down to inspect the damage, and I guess they asked for my license, and I didn't have it. They said, okay, get in the car. So I had to get in the car, and the policewoman was bawling me out the whole way down to the station. She was going what kind of idiot goes around with a rented truck, gets into an accident, and then doesn't have his license. So I got to the station. They told me I had one phone call to make, so I made it to a friend of mine who's this reporter for the Wall Street Journal. And fortunately he was there, and he said he'd come right over, but it took a while. I was just waiting there in the pen. So he finally came by, and he posted $50 bail, and I got out of there. And I took the truck back to the motel. I told the guy the story, and he didn't get visibly upset, but he told me not to report back.